It's easy to confuse getting the job done for your organization with getting the experience right for the end user. But by designing solutions around what real people value and what business demands, we can create solutions that delight everyone. That's what we do at Sutherland Labs. As Sutherland's design practice, we look at every experience through the end user's eyes. They may be customers, employees, or even job candidates. But importantly, they are all human, which allows us to see exactly how to make the finished solution better by designing it around them. Let's take a look at how we do it in the real world. We were asked by an airline group that had 2 different airlines to help align the customer experience across the 2 brands and harmonize their legacy booking systems. To make sure the research was grounded in reality, we set out to explore the experience of a typical 30-something customer looking to book a weekend city break in Europe that would involve using both airlines in the same trip, a type of customer we call a city breaker. We begin by going to where it all happens, in the field, which helps us understand the context of the experience and can dramatically affect what's required. We can do this kind of research anywhere, from homes to workplaces to contact centers. For example, when designing voice experiences for Amazon Echo or Google Home, we would spend time in people's kitchens and living rooms to understand how people actually use these devices, just like we did for a leading tech giant. In our airline group's case, we hit the airport. That gave us an insight into how well their app worked at the point of check-in, bag drop, and navigating around the terminal, as well as how the facilities affected the customer experience. Second, we usually invite end users to visit us in the lab. While the field work gives us the best view of the real world, studying behavior in the lab gives us a different perspective. We can focus on particular touch points along the user journey, and it lets us answer specific questions in friendly one-on-one or group sessions. In our airline study, taking the project into the lab helped us understand more about how it felt to research and book flights when faced with 2 different airlines and 2 different booking systems. We wanted to know if the booking flow screens offered the right information at the right time, and how easy the airline's websites were to navigate. Third, we typically send our experts to actually have the end user experience. We walk in their shoes, which means our design researchers assume the persona of the type of user we are interested in and walk in their footsteps all the way through the experience, discovering irritations and obstacles and gathering insights and artifacts along the way. We call this a service safari. So in our airline research, we packed a case, checked in, and buckled up, all to get closer to our city breakers experience. While the first-hand data is the vital core of what we do, it is the analysis that turns the data into valuable insights. We use a number of techniques, from creating a vision canvas to map high-order goals, to drafting a service blueprint for new or reimagined offerings. One of the most popular approaches is to plot the user experience on a journey map. In a journey map, the user experience flows from left to right and is broken down into the different stages. For example, air travel has stages like booking, check-in, security, departure lounge, flight, baggage claim, and so on. Below that are what we call swim lanes, which break each part of the user journey into categories. Touch points highlights wherever the user has interacted with the organization. Experience is where we house positive and negative ratings, quotes, pictures, videos, and artifacts. And opportunities is the space for ideas, insights, innovations, and suggested improvements. It's a great way to build a sharp picture of how experiences look to users and identify pain points, which are actually some of the most valuable findings, flagging up where we need to make changes. From our City Breakers journey map, we can see at the booking stage they found an inconsistency between the 2 airline sites when checking seat availability. They also had an issue with adding their air miles points with one airline, but not the other, spending 19 minutes sorting it out on the phone. But there is some good news. They did like the convenient charging points and free Wi-Fi at the terminal. Now that we've built a picture of the end user's experience, we can get to work on ironing out the pain points. When considering solutions, it's important to work collaboratively. We do this by working with our designers and strategists, as well as business leaders, domain experts, and teams from other digital practices. In the case of our City Breaker, how could they improve customer support without adding additional agents? Could their 19-minute phone call be replaced by simple automation? The lab can provide a space where teams from other digital practices, like platforms and analytics, interplay and explore the possibilities for solutions, or even redesign the existing process end to end. Okay, so we've identified what the end user wants and needs. But rather than focus on a single solution straight away, it's better to start by experimenting and storyboarding a few different approaches. Try out a left field idea, get a sense of the possibilities before settling on a roadmap for one right solution. And then it's time to start implementing. For our City Breaker example, we build working prototypes to automate the process for adding air miles and test our designs early to get more user feedback. That allows us to fine-tune further before doing the time-consuming work of building the actual solution on the back end, which means we can be sure that our finished product really is built around people that use it. This is how we build and shape solutions at Sutherland Labs. We study real people in real situations to discover what they value, providing answers to questions you didn't even know to ask, and help our clients create solutions they didn't even know were possible that delight humans and businesses.